Hi, my name is Tracy Barrett and I'm with the Focus on Nova Real Estate team at Century 21 Redwood Realty. Today I'm bringing you the top 3 takeaway and we're discussing HOAs, the judgment finances, etc. Condo associations we're going to handle in a different video some other time, so check back for that. So let's go ahead and talk about that. In the Commonwealth of Virginia, there's actually a statute with the Property Owners Association Act that is very complex, but I'm going to hit it high level and talk about 3 things right now. The first is that when you have a contract, the seller must disclose to the purchaser that that house, that property resides in a property owners association or a homeowners association. Second, it is the seller's obligation to purchase and provide the purchaser prior to closing with the documents called a resale package, which is going to have a ton of information in it. In general, those tend to be about 300 to 375 pages long. We then are also going to make sure that the purchaser has 3 days after they have reviewed these documents to void the contract for any reason whatsoever. It's important. Not only are they buying the house and the land, but they are also buying into the way of life. So they must have the opportunity to understand what it is that they are buying into. Recently, in 2020, the laws were changed a little bit, but you can do an extension if both parties agree to it to the 3-day review period for a total of 7 days. But again, that must be mutually agreed upon by all parties. So now that you understand the review period and what needs to go into the actual HOA resale package, this is what you need to look for. Number 1, the financials. Do you have enough money in your reserve to pay for the expenses for the day-to-day? Are they collecting enough funds? Are the residents in your property association actually paying their bills on time? If there's a financial crisis, you're going to see your dues go up, etc., and you don't want that to happen. Also, look at the reserve study part of the financials, because if there's any big expenses like paving, pool renovations, roof replacement on community buildings, that could be something that's scheduled and you want to be able to budget for that. The second thing to look for are violations and any unpaid dues. It is the seller's responsibility to deliver clear title to you as the purchaser. Therefore, you want to make sure there's no violations, and if there are, work with that seller to make sure they understand that it needs to be cured prior to closing. Last but not least, you need to make sure that you are looking at the bylaws. It's really important that you understand the rules that you're agreeing to live by. In a property that is not governed by an HOA, outside of county and state regulations, you can do whatever you want. You can park whatever car there is and build whatever structure there is, as long as you are complying with state and county codes. Some HOAs prohibit things. I once had a client that had to cancel a contract because he couldn't park his wrapped contractor's truck in his own driveway because they prohibited that. Therefore, his family couldn't move into that community. So make sure you understand the rules that you are playing by. As a bonus, so actually it's the top 4, check the master insurance policy. You want to make sure they have good, strong liability so that if anybody is injured or there comes into lawsuit against the HOA, that they are protected and that you're not going to have an unforeseen expense. If you have any questions about real estate, some questions about HOA and judgments, we'll be happy to talk to you about that. So contact the Focus on Nova team today.